You do not build culture by having a foosball table or open seating. You build culture by actually talking to people one by one and understanding what they care about. And what you will learn is some people want money, and some people want time with their family, and some people want title, and some people want creativity. And it is your job to know every single one of those things about every single person every single day. Because 23-year-old Sally at 27 wants different shit. 31-year-old Charlie at 34 wants different shit.
All right, Gary Vee spitting bars, right? This concept that he talks about is true. It's so true. It's so true. And if you're a manager and you're a leader, what you have to realize is you're busy doing work. Your team is busy doing work as well. But just because you're busy doing work doesn't mean you cannot or have an excuse to not think about and try to understand your team's and your people's desires and motivations for life. From experience, I can tell you if you've got 12 people, there are 12 different desires and motivations. The one mistake that you can make as a manager is to manage and lead every single person on your team the exact same way. It doesn't work. Now, the connection of really understanding someone's desire and their motivations, you really understand their heart. You really understand where they're coming from, what's important to them in life. One situation that I personally remember is I started managing at one point and I had a woman on my team who basically had just come back from maternity leave. And she was in the conversation we talked to, she was in family building mode. And when I would hear her talk about things, she would tell me, "Hey, I'm okay. I'm not trying to do all just super advanced, be the superstar this, the superstar that. I'm enjoying being a mom, and I want to be able to do work and do a good job at work, but I also want to be able to be a mom as well." That stuck with me because I heard her perspective. I heard what she wanted to do. She wanted to do her job. She wanted to be a mom too. It was great for me because it allowed me a perspective to be able to work with her from that angle. So what did that look like? That looked like, hey, I got to do mom things like doctor's appointment in school and certain things, and I need to be flexible with it. It's just like, go ahead. Her needing the flexibility did not mean she wasn't going to do her job. She wanted to do her job. The flexibility allowed her to do her job at an even higher level. Now, given that flexibility, letting her do her job, that made for a great employee who stayed on with the team for a long period of time. And that's the type of success you want as a manager. You want people that are going to stay with you for a while and get work done. And as they go through different phases of life, for you to be on board with it and be able to accommodate and adjust. And in turn, your accommodating allows them to actually perform work at a high level because they respect that you are accommodating to them and to their needs. And then the interesting part about it was to talk to her 3 or 4 years later, things were shifting a little bit, and she had something else that was more of the focus from the work. Now she was looking for something different from the work, the ability to make a little bit more money now, a little bit more responsibility in the work. And that's the point that Gary Vee gets to on that one. We're talking about at 23, somebody can want something, and then at 27, they can want something else. We'll just keep taking that up in age. Let's not just bring it to people in their 20s. Think about you in your 30s, and then you go to your 40s. You're different. You want something different. Well, if you want something different as yourself, don't you think the people that you manage and that you lead want the exact same thing? I love how he says that's how culture is built because it is. Now, as a manager, you might not be able to control company culture, but you can control team culture. You have the ability to control what you want to have happen within your unit and your group. So that understanding of, hey, what are my people's desires? What are their wants? And then manage from that perspective. Because at the end of the day, that's what people are trying to do. People are trying to live their lives. There's work involved with it, there's family, there's personal involved with it as well. All of that comes into play. Work funds a lot of what they do, right? But understanding what the driving factor is at this given moment in time will give you an advantage as a manager, as a leader, because now you know what they're aspiring to be. And as you know that you can work with them to help them become that. So I hope that was helpful. If you liked it, let me know. Thanks.